Top of the morning, top of the morning. It's your boy, Jay Richards. All right, it's been a minute since I dropped a video, right? Because once again, I'm doing so much. I have a lot going on, right? So the reason for my video, right? Like, I'm gonna just jump straight into it like I always do. It's really hard when you're trying to co-parent with a narcissist and a vindictive and an evil parent. That goes both, whether the dad or the mom, right? Since day one, I've been active in my daughter's life, as well as my son's life. Since day one, never lost a beat. Never lost a beat. Always was there, always showed up, even came close to getting terminated from work because I'm leaving last minute just to be there for my son and my daughter, right? Because that's the type of dad I am, right? That's the type of dad I am. All right. So the other day, right? My kid's mother reaches out to me, texts me, because we only speak through text messages. So she reaches out to me and she's like, oh, our daughter got accepted to go away on a little trip or whatever the case may be, right? So I'm reading the message that she sent to me, and not once in that message she reached out to me and have to talk with me to see, my concerns, my thoughts, how I feel about it, right? She then reaches out to other people, and this is the part that's crazy. She reaches out to other people who are not her parents. She reaches out to people, she said that's her friends, people, contradicting herself with what she said in two different messages. Says she reached out to her friends, people that she has at the school, and she's been in talk with them and know all of this ring, whatever, right? So then I proceed and text her back. I'm like, oh, you speak to everyone else except me, and I'm her father. I'm her active father in her life. I'm not some part-time dad. I'm her active father. I pick her up from school. On my weekends with her, I'm an active father. Point blank, period. All across the board. You reach out to these people who are not her parents, right? She said, oh, everyone has been talking about it. She's been talking about it. Our daughter has been talking about it, whatever the case may be, or whatever, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, but you reach out to everyone else who's not her parents. And the crazy thing about it, in prior text messages from years ago, right? Years ago, messages, she said, oh, we're the parents. It shouldn't be anyone else should be in the picture dictating for our kids. So you send me that message years ago talking about that, but then years later now, which is the present, you're telling me you're reaching out to other people and they said it's good and this and the third, right? Okay, boom. Now, when I won my joint custody, right? She know the things she's to do and not to do. Just like for myself, right? I know the things to do and not to do. Anytime I have stuff to do with my kids, I never know about anything when it happens. Never know about it. I always get told either the day before or even the day of. Even the day of. And then you know what her response is? Oh, I forgot. Oh, I was at work. I forgot. But you forget. But you'll send stuff to your mom. You'll send stuff to your sister. You'll send stuff to your friends. You remember to text them and reach out to them and tell them stuff right in that present moment. But then me, you tell me stuff when you feel like it. All right? All right, boom. So, with our daughter, yeah, she said our daughter been talking about it. She wanted to go this, that, and the third. Now, as an involved parent, if the tables was turned, before I speak to anybody, anyone else, any teacher, any teacher aide, before I speak to anybody, I'm just gonna speak to the mom. If the tables was turned, I'm not going to speak to no one else. Because when we lay down to make these kids, these people weren't in the room. So why am I reaching out to all these other people when they weren't even there, when they had nothing to do with anything? But she wants to reach out to everyone else and can't reach out to me to let me know what's going on. But then you want to tell me stuff last minute. And the amount of times I catch my kid's mother in lies, that's why I'm glad when she wanted to only converse through text messages. I was glad because on my end, I'm like, this will save me from her lying, because it's been many times she's lied to me, said I did this, did that to her, this, that, and third, but have no proof behind it. So when it came down to we have to communicate through text message, I was fine. I was like, okay, cool. I see she's not mature. She's not the mature type, but it saves me. When I had talks with, and I won't say with myself, but when I'm thinking about something, I'm talking to myself, I'm like, yo, what up? You know what? This will be better. Because she likes to lie and say, this was said, that was done, this was done, this was said. I was like, it looks better for me on paper. So I said, you know what? Cool. We could do the text message, right? All right, boom. Yeah, so she reached out to everyone else except the dad. So then I reached out to her. I was like, yo, it's crazy you reach out to everyone else, but don't reach out to me. You talk to everyone else and their mama, but don't reach out to me. And then her comeback was, oh, I understand your concern, but I felt the same way. That's why I reached out to people. Once again, you're not comprehending what I'm saying to you. And that's always been a thing with her. You could tell her stuff and she just don't comprehend stuff. What I said was, you reach out to everyone else except me. I'm her dad. I'm in her life. Yes, I'm in her life. She's not going to grow up bitter and hurt and have daddy issues. No, I'm in her life. I do stuff with her. I'm there for her. Just like I'm there for her brother. I'm in her life. We ain't going to do that. Not me. I'm an active father since day one, and I'm still active no matter all this I'm going through. So many people done told me they would have gave up, they'd have threw the towel in. Yo, you got a lot of patience. No, I won't say it's a lot of patience. It's just that I know I helped create 2 kids, so I'm going to be there for those 2 kids. That's all it is. Yes, you have men that throw in the towel like, yo, F that. I ain't going through that. Yo, she could keep them kids. I'll create new kids. Nah, I'm not going that route. I'm an active father. I've been in my 2 kids' life since day one. Since they both were born, and I'm not turning my back. I'm not, under no circumstances. I'm gonna always be there for my kids, always. So, and let me show you something. Let me show y'all something else that's funny, right? When I walked away, right? When we weren't together anymore, right? She used to always say to me, no, well, this was said when we were together. Okay, correction. This was said when we were together. She would say, oh, I would never let our kids sleep out at anyone's house, at no other kid's house. I don't care how good of friends I am with the mom or whatever. My kids won't do that, right? This is what she said to me, right? And then a couple years back later, I remember I had texted the same thing that she said to me. And she was like, yeah, I said that. But now, here's the thing with our son. We both said we would agree before letting our son sleep out at anyone's house. We would talk to each other, even if we're together or even if we're not together. But then when my son was like, I don't know, I think 9 or 10, she let him sleep out behind my back. I didn't know anything of it. She let him sleep out at her friend's house out in Queens. But you were the same one talking about your same friend, saying all this. I'm not going to get into it because it's not important. But you were the same one throwing stuff out there like, oh, she always have somebody new in the house. So if you always saying this about your friend, why would you take your kids and use your kids as a pawn to go sleep out at a friend's house when you know your friend is not stable with a relationship? Like, help me make it make sense. Like, because I don't understand it. When I tell you I was furious, and I'm like, wait, what? When my son had told me, I was like, wait, you did what this weekend? This was, a couple years back. And then when I reached out to her, she was like, oh, I thought about it. Once again, she thought about it and thought it was safe. But once again, you did not have the discussion with me. You did something behind my back. I let that slide. I let that one rock. But this time with my daughter, with our daughter, I'm not letting that slide, because you're doing stuff behind my back. You're making plans behind my back. And you're not consulting with me, and you're doing it like you're the only parent. Then you run around making it seem like you're the only parent, but you chase me down for child support. That's one thing. Let a payment be late. Oh, best believe I'm going to get that text message about that. Let a payment be late. You say you could do it all on your own, but you chase me down for child support. Like, I really don't understand. Okay, I really don't understand it. So, now, to speed up to things, right? Had she came to me like a mature woman, a woman who puts her kids first, had she came to me and said, look, I want to talk to you about something, and she talked to me, and I also talk to people to know what's going on and who's going to be around and this, that, and the third with our daughter, I wouldn't have no problem. I would not have no problem. But because I don't know what's going on, who my kids are going to be around. Then she said parents can't be there. Her friend is going to be there. And her friend, your friend is going to be there, which means your friend is going to let you know what's going on. Then you're going to, whenever you're ready, you're going to reach out to me and tell me what's going on with our daughter. I'm not going through that. I went through that with my son. I'm not going through that with my daughter. The fact remains, she is a woman who's not healed because of her daddy issues. And she's really trying to hurt me with the kids. She did it with my son. She done manipulated him, did whatever she did, got him to think under her spell or whatever it is she did to him. You got that. But with my daughter, I'm not turning my cheek on this one. Because as parents, as mature parents, when you're co-parenting, and that's the crazy thing, I've been the only one that's been co-parenting since day one. Since I won joint custody, I'm the only one that's been co-parent. When I pick my daughter up, or even my son at the time, when I pick him up from school, or her, or my daughter up from school, and there's any letters that I got to go home to the parents, I always give it to her right there on the spot. Well, I give it to my kids, and they pass it on to her. I'm like, this is for your mom, whatever the case be. I look at it. When I see that, when I get letters like that, and I know what's going on, now I know what's going on, so I know she ain't gonna tell me. But I saw it with my own 2 eyes, so I'm gonna handle it as such. I'm like, oh, this is going on this day. Then now I go reach out to my job. Oh, this day I can't be at work, this, that, and third. And guess what? I'm there front and center for whatever it is for my kids. But when she gets a letter or anything and it has to be relayed to me, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I got to find out the date of. Then I'm busting my head. I'm hurting my head. Like, damn, now what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I got to tell my job. So I'm making up little false things to leave work early. Well, I can lose my job. But it's my kids, and I always put my kids first. They always come first. Always, 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 always. So I do it with a point where I'm risking my job. But it is what it is. But for this, it's really a slap to my face that she went and signed up our daughter to stuff and didn't talk to me about it. And then what makes it worse, she sends me a picture of the date. The date on the picture, she received the letter October 21st. You told me about this thing yesterday, October 29th. Yeah, yesterday. You told me about it yesterday. You got it since October 21st. Why you didn't reach out to me and bring this to my attention? You reach out to everyone else. And the hurtful part is, if I was one of them dads that didn't care, that said, like, you know what, F it, do what you want. Whatever happens to our kids, I don't care. If I was that dad, she'd respect me. She would love everything about me. But then she'll also talk about me. Oh, my baby daddy ain't shit. He don't do nothing, this, that, and third. You know, the normal narcissistic thing trait. I don't even know how to word it. I just know the woman needs help. And I saw it when dealing with her, but I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna see past that, because I saw the bigger picture. I saw certain things wasn't right up there in her head, but I said, you know, I'm gonna see past it. And then look, this is what happens when I see past it. But when it comes to my kids, I'm going to fight for my kids. That's one thing I'm going to do. Because you're not going to paint this story like I'm a deadbeat, like I don't do for my kids. Which that was the story she was running with from day one. We're not going to do that. And another thing that's crazy, right? I should be the one that should be bugging out, going crazy, doing all of this crazy stuff, cursing her. I should be the one, because so much I done missed out with my daughter. As well as my son. So much I missed out, and I ain't trip about it. I just say, you know, I'm going to leave it in God's hands. And that's what I've been doing since day one up until now. I've been leaving it in God's hands. Because I know her time is going to come. And when her karma come and it shows her that mirror, she got to see it in her face, see herself, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Because men that are active dads since day one should not be going through this. I should not be going through this. I should not. So many people tell me, so many people that know me, that know my situation, they like, yo, she should not be doing this to you. You of all people, she should not be dragging you through the mud like this. But she want me to break. She want me to fold. She want me to give up and be like, you know what? You know what? You take full custody. I don't want to have nothing to do with the kids. That's what she want. Because another time we were talking, when we were together, she was saying, oh, if me and you didn't work out. And it's crazy because yes, I'm saying this, but I'm learning. I'm learning now, and I can take accountability for that. That's one thing about me. I stand on my 10 toes, and I can take accountability. But when we were together, she always said to me, oh, you know, if we had kids, I think this was before we had our son. Yeah, she was like, oh, if we had kids and it didn't work out, I would put you through the mud. And I never paid attention to it because I know I was always going to be an active father. I always knew I was going to be there since day one. So it ain't bother me. So I'm just listening to it. It's going in one ear and then it's jumping out the other because I'm like, that don't apply to me because I know I'm going to be a stand-up, solid, sturdy dad. I know I'm going to be there. So that kind of stuff didn't bother me. But now to see everything she said and to see she used to say things like, oh, I would teach the kids to not like you. I would teach the kids to hate you and all this stuff. All of this is her words, not mine. She said it to me face to face. And then when we were on okay terms, she used to text me certain things like, oh yeah, the kids were not this, they were not that. And it's like everything is coming into fruition now. Everything she said is coming. It's coming. It's making sense. It's really making sense. But although she's doing all that, I'm not folding on my kids. Like I said, with my son, she did whatever she did to him. She manipulated him, corrupted his mind, whatever. He's grown. She did whatever. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's her and God she got to answer to, not me. She don't got to answer to me. Whatever lies you put in our son's head, that's between you and God. That ain't my story. That's her story, right? But with my daughter, nah. I'm gonna fight just like I fought for my son, just like I'm gonna fight for my daughter. I'm not going against using my kids as a pawn to hurt the other parent, just to do stuff to see the other parent. What's the new term? Crash out or act up. I'm not going through that. I'm not. And it's sad because there's so many dads out there that got all this pain and anger in their heart and they're not expressing it. They're not talking about it. But I'm gonna talk about what I'm going through because at the end of the day, when she try to paint the picture that I'm this bad dad, I know I have endless amount of receipts that could show a timeline. You know, when it's a dad, he have nothing to show. It's only word of mouth. No, I have endless receipts. Text messages out the wazoo of stuff she said to me that she was going to do. That I've still been holding. I have stacks of messages, of text messages that I screenshotted and not kept for my records because I know when that day come and she try to say whatever, because I know it's gonna come a time she's gonna do it to our daughter. I know she's gonna tell our daughter all this stuff, but my daughter see, and my daughter has she's smart. My daughter see I'm there. She see I'm active. Just like my son saw I was there and I'm active and I've been there since day one. But you know, when it's with the moms, the kids, they cater more to the moms, and it's cool. That's cool. I ain't knocking none of that. That's cool, but a dads and fathers that's been there since day one, don't make them look like they haven't been there. Don't try to paint that picture. And then you have friends that are friends, like for example, my kid's mother, her friends, they probably don't even know half of what's going on. Whatever she's telling them, they're running with it because why? Those are her friends. And that's cool. That's fine. Those are your peoples. But I respect the friends that can look their friend in their face and be like, yo, nah, you wrong, girl. That man just want to be there for his kids. You wrong with what you doing. You wrong. Those are the friends I respect. Them are the friends I respect. And I will always tilt my hat and salute them. Because they're the friends that can show you like, look, if we stop talking over me telling you the truth, so be it. But those are friends that I respect. If you can't tell your friend they're wrong for what they're doing, you ain't a good friend. You're just a yes friend. Oh, yes, girl. Yes, girl. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes, girl. It is what it is. But, and then another thing my kid's mother is doing, I notice it. And it's happening with my daughter because it happened with my son. That's how I know what I'm saying. If I say I don't like something or whatever, she'll go and tell our daughter, oh, your father said that, but she would never go and explain to our daughter why I said what I said. And I caught on to that. She did it with my son. I ain't say much. But with my daughter, I'm seeing it because with certain little things, and my daughter asks me something, and I'm like, oh no, well, your mom's supposed to reach out to me. Your mom got to let me know this, that, and third. She'll be like, oh, well, mom said you said that, da-da-da. And it's like, that's what your mom told you? Yeah, that's what mom said. Oh, so your mom, well, this is what I said to myself. I didn't tell my daughter this. But I'm like, to myself, I'm like, oh, she could tell our daughter I said that, but won't tell our daughter, but won't tell our daughter why I said what I said. Behind every action is a reaction. And I understand she don't grasp that because she's who she is. She come from where she come from. So I understand that. But if I'm going to say something to my kids about the other parent, I'm going to say why I said what I said for them to say what they said in response. And I noticed that, but I ain't paying no mind. It is what it is. But I make my videos to help out. It also helps me with vent, because if I go and I can't say this to my kid's mother. We have no communication. Everything is through text message, because talking to her is just gonna be a lie. Oh, he said this. He threatened me. Oh, he said he was gonna do this. Just like one time she said I got girls to call her phone and fight her. Nobody even knew that. Nobody know that you're my kid's mother. A lot of people were lost about that. Still lost. Because, yeah, I ain't even gonna touch that. But with her, she's a narcissistic, vindictive, evil woman. That's all. Like, any parent that would, and this goes for any parent that would, they get satisfaction out of hurting the other parent by using the kids is a trash. They're trash. They're not even a parent. They're trash. That's all I can say. But I'm going to cut this. I'm going to end this here because, it's so much that's going through my mind. So much I could say. I'll be up here for hours. So much I could say, but I ain't going to throw everything out there. I save my receipts for when the time is right for me to show my receipts. But for all those who've been supporting me, who've been telling me, yo, keep going, keep pushing, don't worry about her, keep being there for your kids, I salute y'all. You know who you are. I salute y'all. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I salute y'all. I appreciate that. Because there's many times I could have gave up, but I'm not giving up. God is giving me the strength to keep going and to keep pushing. God is giving me the strength to keep going and keep pushing. And that's just what it is. Point blank, period. But I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this live. Thank you for those that gives me the inspiration. Thank you for pushing me and keeping me going. And most importantly, Ja, thank you for pushing me, for keeping me, giving me the strength to keep going and to not fold and to not give up. Thank you. And to all those, whoever this message can help, I hope it can help you. To the people this don't apply to, you shouldn't be commenting and saying anything. Because if this is not for you, if you know you're a mom that is not like that, you're not vindictive, evil, bitter, then this message should just jump over your head. This don't even apply to you. But to those parents, whether mom or dad that's applied to, you're welcome. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end this. Tomorrow's actually Halloween. So let me say it now. Happy early Halloween to the parents that's taking their kids out. Be safe at trick-or-treating. That was another thing too. I'm gonna just throw in there. I had reached out to my kid's mother. I was like, oh, if you don't take her trick-or-treating, I would like to take her this year. She said to me, oh, I'll get back to you. I'll let you know. Haven't heard anything yet. But I just do pray that when my daughter goes trick-or-treating with her mom tomorrow, she's safe. I pray her mom looks over the candy. I also tell my daughter that before you open candy, look it over. If you see anything with a little scratch, a little rip, throw it away. Don't even eat it. I teach my daughter. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm around. I'm in the picture. I'm in the picture since day one. Always gonna be here. But thanks for everyone for tuning in, for listening. Salute. It's your boy Jay Richards signing out. And until next time, because trust me, it's gonna be a next time. I'm gonna have to come up here and vent about something, because this is what I'm dealing with. All right, it's your boy. Yeah.